We're camping at Mike Rowe's Goldhead Branch State Park. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. We're camping at Mike Rowe's Goldhead Branch State Park. It's in Keystone Heights, Florida, between Gainesville and Jacksonville. We're hitting the Ravine Trail. Let's go. Starts with a long climb down the steps into the ravine. These steps are really old. I wonder if they were built by the Civilian Conservation Corps. They're all concrete and rock. Definitely not like the way we do it today. I don't know. I'll have to ask. Then we're gonna head into the ravine down below. Just beautiful here. Wow, check out the clear water in that stream. So this trail is 1 mile out, 1 mile back. Well, that's good to know. We'll take the detour. Ellie and Tiller are enjoying the trail. Tiller's maximizing his scent work, making sure he sniffs everything. Ellie is a little less all over the place, but she's still a bird dog. It's fun to get out on the trail with these guys. Well-maintained sandhill is one of my favorite habitats in Florida. Awesome biodiversity. You never know what you're going to see. Park staff do a great job here. We saw some deer on the drive in. Of course, they were little Florida deer. They were really, really small. But really cool. And I always like seeing wildlife in my adventures. It's going to get warmer today, so I'm hoping to encounter some of Florida's more rare wildlife. Wouldn't mind seeing a couple of snakes, maybe some gopher tortoises. You never know what you're going to see in Florida Sandhill, and my guess is there are bear here. Not that I would expect to see them during the day. We did bring our night vision goggles, so we can check out night vision if we hear anything rummaging around behind the campground at night. I didn't hear anything last night. Today is our second day here. We got up here yesterday and got set up. So we had a great time just hanging out yesterday. The campground is pretty nice, and I like our site. But like all Florida campgrounds, they could be just a tad bigger and a little more privacy between sites. But that's common in a lot of places we go. So in general, I wouldn't say, or I would say, don't let that stop you. Pretty nice campground. I'm going to do a campground review, so when I get that posted, you'll see it on the channel, so stay tuned for that. But let's continue our hike. I saw all these mounds, so I thought I'd come check them out. I was hoping that they were gopher tortoise burrows, but they're not. These are from pocket gophers. So the gophers dig tunnels, and when they excavate the tunnels, they make little mounds of sand. Pretty cool. What a gorgeous little spot. Wow. What do you think, Till? You like the water? Huh? And of course, Barb has her feet in the water. Just a channel tradition. How's it feel, Barb?
Really good.
Really good. It looks nice. It's getting warm out. And Ellie loves the water. Almost as much as Barb. Come on, Ellie. Wow, guys, what an awesome little spot this is. Let's go see what else we can find. All right, guys, so about 1.1 miles, so 1.1 miles from the Ravine stairs is the mill site. So this is basically where you turn around and go back if you parked at the Ravine stairs, or you can keep hiking, whatever you want to do. But there's no mill anymore, but there are some benches where you can sit by the stream. It's pretty nice. We're gonna go ahead and head back to the van, head back to camp, have a picnic lunch, and then see what else the day brings. Here's the benches to sit on, and a nice metal bridge to cross the stream. And you can see the stream down there. All right, let's head back. So after a really great hike, we had some lunch, and then I decided to hop in the hammock before I did anything else, but someone decided to join me. So needless to say, that ended that camping nap, but Tiller's a good boy, so I don't mind so much. Let me show you site 49. So site 49 is on the dirt road loop, and my son and his friend are staying in our White Duck 7x9. And then Barb and I this trip are staying in the cargo camper. So that's unusual for us. We normally pitch a tent, but we're only here a couple of days. So we decided to just stay in the cargo camper. Got our camp stove set up. And one of the things that's a total bummer is the regulator on my Everest failed. So I can't use it. I have to get a new regulator. It's leaking propane like crazy. So that's a bummer. Then we got our picnic table. There's Tiller there. And then back here is our camp fire pit and the chairs. There's Brendan, who's Delaney's friend. And then Delaney's hanging out in the hammock. And then the other bummer is I blew out a hole in my hose. So I got the water turned off, because if I come over here and I turn the water on, check this out. So I don't know if, yep, there you can see right there, a blowout in the hose. So I got to swap out hoses. I have an extra hose, but it's not a drinking water hose. So we're just going to use it anyway, I guess. Hopefully we won't die. So coming back to the whole regulator thing. So it is basically, if you see this little hole, it's leaking right out of that hole. I mean, propane's just squirting out. And I don't know enough about these things. I got to figure out how they work, because I don't know if it's just needs to reset or what. I don't know what's going on with it. I think what I'm going to do, though, is now that I have the Bass Pro Shops 3-burner as well as the Camp Chef Everest, it looks like they take the same regulator. So I'm going to order a couple of these, and I'll always have spares, because these things do fail after a while, guys. I don't know why, they just do. I've had to replace them on my Coleman stoves before. But basically, if I can't get this thing to stop leaking propane, I got to get an extra one. I might as well get a couple. And speaking of camp stoves, guys, check out this 3-burner that I think Barb got me for my birthday. It was either Christmas or my birthday. They're right after one another. So I love this stove. I'm really excited about the 3-burner because I put a griddle on top, and that really gives me even heat on the griddle top. But as you can see, right next to the old Camp Chef Everest, it almost looks like they're made by the same manufacturer and then just labeled for Camp Chef or Bass Pro. They're very, very similar. I'm going to do a full-blown review of this Bass Pro camp stove, so stay tuned for that. I'm looking forward to doing that video here soon. But I got to get regulators, because as you can see, there's the one for the Bass Pro. And then that's the one for the Camp Chef. Boy, they look identical. And just when I thought it was safe to come sit back down, look who stole my chair. Ellie is the expert camp chair stealer. Well, now that I got my chair back and Ellie slid over to the chair next to me, let me talk a little bit about Gold Head Branch State Park. So Mike Roess, I think it's Roess, R-O-E-S-S. It's a weird, I think it's Roess, I don't know. I have a tendency to stay places where I don't know how to pronounce the name. Anyway, Mike Roess Gold Head Branch State Park is about 600 acres. It's not a big park, and truthfully, there's not much to do. So this isn't a place where I would recommend that you go for a long stay, but it is great for a weekend. The sandhill habitat is beautiful. That's the open pine habitat that we were walking through a little bit. The Steephead Ravine is really cool. That is a rare habitat in Florida with some unique features and some unique flora and fauna that live there. And so getting down into a Steephead Ravine and walking along the Steephead Stream is pretty cool. Really enjoyed that hike. And the campground is nice, guys, and it's good and quiet here. So it's not bad at all. Great place to come and spend the weekend. There are a couple of lakes. Unfortunately, and I was bummed out about this, there really is no good bank fishing access. The lakes are really weedy, and so there's really no place along the bank to cast a line. They did say that we could hand launch a kayak if we brought one and get out to fish, but we don't have any kayaks or anything like that. And I didn't bring my rowboat with me to be able to like hand launch a boat and get out into the water. So I was kind of hoping that there was bank fishing access. That would make this park a lot better in terms of stuff to do. There is a swim beach, so if it's a warm day or you just don't care what the temperature is and want to go swimming, you can definitely go swimming. There's no fishing at the swim beach. Would be the perfect place to at least, you know, be able to maybe wade in the water and do some fishing, but you're not allowed to fish there. So in talking to one of the rangers when I checked in, she said that was something that they were considering doing, was making some bank fishing access. And I think that would be a fantastic addition to this park. But the hiking is great little hiking trails. It's good to get out. And like I said, I really am enjoying the campground. So this is a great place to just spend some time out in nature and enjoy yourself. We're going to be checking out more places around North Florida, this northeast Florida. There's some other places we want to go. So if you are interested in this part of Florida, stay tuned to the channel as we explore some other places. I don't have anything scheduled, guys, but there's a lot of places that I've been when I worked for the state. When I was a wildlife biologist for the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission, there was a lot of places that I went up here that I've always wanted to come back to because I don't spend a lot of time up in this part of the state. So we're going to be doing some more exploring here as time goes on. So if you like this part of Florida, stay tuned to the channel. I would definitely want to go check out Fort Clinch State Park, which is up on Amelia Island, and some other places. And there's some neat places around Gainesville. We want to hit Paynes Prairie and some other places that we want to go see and camp and experience, that kind of stuff. So if you like this part of Florida, stay tuned. One of the other things I decided to do since I was here is swap out this old taillight that's gone bad. It got some water in it. Actually, the lens popped off and it got some water in it, and so only half of it lights up. So I'm going to cut it off, replace it, because I brought a replacement with me, and then go from there. I'm going to turn it back now. For this repair, I'm using crimp-on connectors that are heat shrink, so that's pretty cool. I brought all the tools to do it with me because I figured I'd have some time. Let's get this thing hooked up, then we're going to heat shrink it and put it back on the trailer. All right, now I gotta go get an extension cord for my heat gun and knock this out. All right, only thing that's left is to feed the wires through the hole, screw it back on. And there you go. So guys, let me just show you what I carry with me. So I always have in a toolkit a simple pair of wire strippers and wire cutters, really handy. And then to use these crimpers, I carry these. Basically, they're a ratcheting crimper, and it's color coded. So you see the red, blue, and green. That color codes to the various colors in the kit. And I carry this Wire-Fi 270 piece kit. You can see red, yellow, and blue. So that matches the crimper. And as you can see, some of my bins are getting low, so I need to restock some of the ones that I use most often. But guys, if you carry something like this and a little heat gun, you can do almost any electrical repair right on the road. Really simple. So I highly recommend this if you are doing a lot of road tripping. Doesn't take up a lot of space, and you can knock out simple projects like this so you don't have to find a repair shop. All right, guys, well, today started out great. It was really breezy this morning, so that was nice. I made a muffin ring this morning that was 1 package blueberry and 1 package blueberry cheesecake, and I mixed them together. It decreased the amount of cheesecake flavor in the muffin a little bit, but it was still there. It was still pretty good. What had happened was we had 1 blueberry cheesecake muffin mix left that was kind of getting old, and so we decided to use it, but I didn't have 2, so we just mixed it with a blueberry and it worked out fine. So that was good, and here's a photo of it. It was so breezy that I knew that the audio would be really bad, so I didn't shoot video, but you can see it was a pretty good muffin ring. And then Barb went swimming at the swim beach here at the park. The boys hung out and had a good time. I've made some friends in the campground, so they've been running around doing stuff with them. And I went and did the driving tour for my campground review video that I'm going to have coming out. So pretty productive morning, and then we got back and grabbed lunch real quick just in time to have a major storm front come through. So it rained pretty hard, and of course everything got wet, but that's okay. It's part of camping. We had everything that we didn't want to get wet put up, so that was fine. And now we're basically waiting for everything to dry out. The temperature's dropped 10 degrees, so it's like 60 degrees right now, really nice. I'm wearing my rain jacket just because of all the stuff dripping off the trees. I just built a fire, as you can see, with all the smoke. And gonna kind of wait for things to dry out and just enjoy our final full day. Tomorrow is teardown day. So we'll tear down and then do the 3-hour drive back home. It's been a good trip, but quite honestly, we've done everything here. There's really nothing else to see, so it's probably time to press on. As I said earlier in the video, this is a great park for like a weekend visit or whatever, but for us, this was probably, in terms of wanting to go and do things, it was probably 1 day too long. In terms of just hanging out and relaxing, it's perfect. So I certainly don't regret it. I never regret getting out in the woods, but at the same time, I do feel the pressures of home and the pressures of work and everything. So it's kind of hard to sit in the woods sometimes and not do anything when you feel like you got a lot of work to do at home. So this time of year is a really busy time for us. For some reason, January, February, March just seems to be a super busy time. And because it's cool in Florida, it's a time when we like to get out. So imagine all of your stuff that you do in the summer to get outside, you know, all your outdoor recreation, and then add in on top of that the holidays. And that's what we have here in Florida, because we want to do all of our outdoor recreation in the winter months. The December, January, February, March time frame is when we love to be outside because it's nice and cool. Otherwise it gets too hot. So that's probably why we're so busy all the time. But anyway, it's okay. Having a good time here. When we go home, there'll be more work to do. I've got a lot of stuff to figure out. So, you know, this trip seems to be the trip for breaking stuff. For some reason, the air conditioner is not draining the condensation onto the roof and then rolling off the camper. It's coming down through the air filter. So it seems to hold it just fine, but when we turn off the air conditioner, a bunch of water just falls onto the floor of the camper. So I've got to figure out what's going on there. I don't know if maybe a drain line is clogged or something. I'm relatively new to RV air conditioner, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. If it's something interesting, I'll maybe even make a video about it. So if you've got an RV air conditioner and you've had that problem, drop some in the comments below. Let me know what you think it is. And like I said, if it's something interesting, I'll make a video about it. Other than that, guys, I am having a great time. Even though the hose burst and I have to replace it, even though the regulator busted on the propane camp stove and I've got to fix that. And what else? There was something else I had to do. Anyway, oh, I fixed the tail light on the trailer. You know, despite all that, still, I'd rather be out here than be at home. So with that, let me show you my little fire. I'm pretty happy with it. One of the hard parts about fires is when the wood is wet after the rain, it sure does put off a lot of smoke. If you can keep your wood dry, that's good. Unfortunately, we split this wood yesterday and it got wet in the rain. So don't worry, the fire will dry it off. It'll just produce smoke for a while and then it'll be fine. All in all though, it's nice to sit by the fire. Well guys, we're all packed up. It's time to head home. We had a great time here at Mike Roess Goldhead Branch State Park. I found out from one of the volunteers that it's pronounced race. There's not an A in it. It's R-O-E-S-S, but I guess that's race. So Mike Roess Goldhead Branch State Park. What a fun place to come. Definitely check out that Steep Head Ravine if you come here and enjoy a nice weekend in a beautiful sandhill habitat here in Northeast Florida. Guys, this is about just between Gainesville and Jacksonville, so a really cool part of the state. Definitely come and check it out. Don't forget, guys, I have a campground review coming for this state park, so if you want to check that out, I'll put a link right up here where you can see that as well. If you come to Mike Roess Goldhead Branch State Park, let me know what you think. Drop some in the comments below, or if you've already been here before, tell us what you thought about your camping experience. We'll probably come back here one day, but there's still a lot more to see before we head back, so we'll keep it on our list of places to visit. Guys, if you have any questions about Mike Roess Goldhead Branch State Park, drop some in the comments below because we'd love to hear from you. Or you can hit us up on other social media. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and X. Or you can connect with us on our website at campoutside.com. Guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe, ring that little bell that notifies you when we release new videos, and give me a thumbs up on this one. See you next time.